Well, hey neighbor, it's me, Angie. This is our neighborhood chat video. You know, where I come to you, we talk about a subject, a topic, different things that's going on in our life. It's not a live, it's a video. I had my live yesterday. While you're coming on in, make sure to be really quiet. James is asleep up front. He's got one more night to work, and he took me to the doctor early this morning. I had an appointment at 9:15, and so he's got to work tonight, and he's asleep. So I'm back here where I put on my makeup and everything, and I decided to do the video back here. So make your way back here. Oh, you can stop by and get you a drink, you know, Coke, tea, lemonade, milk, a chocolate milk. I mean, basically anything you want. Water, whatever you can think of. I have it probably. Well, today we're going to talk about trust. You know, it's difficult for people to trust these days, especially when they put themselves solely into someone, trusted them, and then that person betrayed them, and then they don't have trust for anyone that comes along. They don't trust anyone. Well, I'm here to tell you, you can get your trust back. It may not be with the person that betrayed you, but and here's the thing, do you know you can love someone and not trust them? And you can trust someone and not have intimate love with them. Like, in a relationship, you can trust them, but you don't want to have an intimate relationship with them. You're not in love with them. But you can love someone and not trust them. You know, that to me, that's the worst thing, is to know that you really truly love someone and you can't trust them. I know that was my problem growing up. I didn't trust anybody. I didn't trust anybody. I don't even know if I trusted myself. I think I did more than anything else was I trusted myself. And I guess that's why I'm so intuitive when it comes to knowing people when I first meet them. You know, because I had to learn that at a very young age. Who was phony and who wasn't. Who was acting like they were something that they were not. Who were really being manipulative, but everybody else could not see it, but I could see it. You ever been around somebody that everybody just loved them? Oh my gosh, they couldn't say enough good things about them, and then when you were around them, you didn't get that same feeling, and you just could see right through them, like they were real manipulative and was going to take advantage of the people that thought they were so great. Yeah, that's always a sad time for the person that can see who the person really is, and the other people just go on and on about how wonderful they are, and you know that that's not true. That's kind of hard to walk around and deal with sometimes. But the way I feel about it is, I'm not going to tell anyone who I trust and who I do not, especially on YouTube and some of the YouTube channels. Don't come to me and ask me, oh, how do you feel about this YouTuber? Or how do you feel? I'm not going to tell you. And you say, well, why? Well, I feel like maybe that's a lesson you need to learn to build your self, to know who to trust and who not to trust. I mean, your own family members can betray you, and if you can't trust them, I mean, who can you trust really? But trust is something you earn it. You have to be trustworthy yourself in a relationship. I feel like this. People can come to me and tell me anything. I'm not going to tell it. I can hold water. even if they don't tell me, oh, don't tell people this. If you have to say to the person that you're talking to, oh, don't say anything to anybody, well, then you don't trust that person. You don't. Because it should go without saying that that person's not going to say anything if you really trust them. Now, if you come to me and tell me something in confidence, I'm not going to tell it. I won't even tell James. I worked at the bank for 10 years, never even told James anything that went on at the bank. Nothing. He knew nothing about the operations of a bank and who was doing what was going on, all the affairs that were going on, all the backstabbing, crook things happening. He didn't know all that. I didn't come home telling him. Because when I started working there, they made you, I guess, like take an oath or just say you wouldn't discuss banking. You know, you couldn't talk about people's account, like if they were in the overdraft or if they were late on a payment or anything like that. You couldn't discuss it with anybody. You couldn't come home and tell it. You mean you couldn't. But like I've said before, I like having things that I know that nobody else knows. I like that. Because I love to hear somebody talk about a subject and they think they know it and they really don't, and I really know it, and I just sit back and listen to them and think, you don't know. But what you will know, because it'll come out, and it does. It's good to be that way. Don't spill the tea, and don't talk about others when somebody comes to you in confidence. And when you actually lose trust in someone, don't think that you won't be able to trust someone else. You will. It may take time. Now, the person that did you wrong that you're not able to trust, it's so funny because you can love someone and build that love back up, but it's so hard to build that trust back up once someone betrays you. And it's a thin line because it only takes one thing for a person to do to blow that bridge up. And once that person blows that bridge up and discloses something that you never wanted anybody to know, or you felt safe around them and they proved you wrong, you can't build it back. Now, I shouldn't have said can't. You can, but it takes so much time. And by then, if you put 10 years into a friendship or relationship and it just blows up, you're so tired and say, I don't think I have 10 years to put back in it to rebuild the relationship. I don't think I have that in me. And the two people just go their separate ways. You know, you've seen these very, very close friends. They've been friends for years, and you wouldn't think anything could come between these two friends. And then one day you wake up and these two friends are not speaking. And you think to yourself, whoa, I didn't think anything could cause them not to speak to each other or stay away or dislike each other. And it's because one betrayed the other. And once that betrayal's there, it's hard to recover from that. Hard to recover. Doesn't mean you don't love them, you don't care about them. Doesn't mean you don't want the best for them, but they just literally destroyed the relationship. But when you're building trust, start with yourself. Trust yourself to know people when you get around them. Anytime you get red flags in your stomach, no matter how good it looks on the outside, listen to your inside. No matter how good the person looks that you think you should trust, oh, they're beautiful, they're kind, they speak nothing but sugar comes out of their mouth, they want to love you, they care about you, but you get these red flags of something's not right. Listen to that. listen to it. And that brings me to something else. You know how humans tend to look on the outside for looks and choose to have a relationship with someone that looks beautiful or handsome, or wants to be friends with someone that it looks nice, or wants to be in that group or that circle. I don't understand people my age wanting to be in a circle of friends. Don't get me wrong, I love having friends, but I don't want that little cliquey women's group where it's us four and no more. You know, like you have these group of women that hang out together, and I don't see anything wrong with hanging out with each other. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm saying, but they don't want anybody else in their little circle. I don't understand that. I guess because I'm so inclusive instead of exclusive. I feel like if you want to be a part of what I have going on, and you're not going to cause drama or hurt someone's feelings or bully them or talk negative or you know, anything like that, come on, join in. Join in with what's going on at that time. Don't stop the whole program and say, woe is me, guess what's going on with me today? Or, you know, just something off the wall that we're not even discussing, and you're just all of a sudden just bring it up. Join in. Ask others how they are feeling. What are they doing with their day? How you can help them. What you can do to make their day better. It's not all about you, believe it or not. You know, some people just come in chats and they will make it all about them. And I'm talking about into auctions where these people are trying to sell things. They'll come in with, oh, I just put up 2 videos, and oh, I'm going to go to such and such this afternoon, and I got a vacation coming up, and y'all won't believe this, but I went to this, and it, hello, there's an auction going on here. Why can't you just say hello to everybody and watch the auction without going into something that's not even related to the auction? Now, I know there's some auctions like Josie's on Saturday that we can talk about anything because she welcomes it. She welcomes it. She's like, let's have conversation. We talk about everything. If the channel owner gives permission for you to do that, go right ahead. But if they don't, because to other people in the chat, that's disrespectful for you to do that. I mean, just come in and just make it all about you instead of about what's going on the panel. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel. But anyway, getting back to trust. Start every day trying to, if you don't trust yourself to make decisions like who do I trust, or who do I get in a friendship with, a relationship with, start trusting yourself. And little by little, you don't have to jump into anything. Just start trusting yourself. And you know, y'all do not believe this, but everybody has that little voice inside them that tells them, don't go any further. This is dangerous. You know, you may ignore it 99% of the time, but if you'll stop and listen when you're in the middle of a situation, something will tell you whether it's right or wrong. You have that in you. That's like a sixth sense. You have that in you to be able to distinguish if you'll just listen. And don't want to fit in so badly that you don't listen to it. You get involved with someone that people know that is manipulative. They're no good for you to be around, and you just want company and a friend, so you decided to be around them. There's people like that on YouTube, believe it or not. But I provide a safe place for you all to come. Come over here to my neighborhood. I have neighborhood chats, live chats on my channel where we can just talk about anything and everything. You're welcome here. You really are. Start trusting yourself. and start loving yourself. That's the most important thing. Get up in the morning and love who you are. No matter what you look like on the outside, no matter how you feel on the inside. And there's nothing new under the sun. So there's nothing you've done that someone else hadn't already done. So don't think, oh, I can never be happy again, because if people only knew what I've done, they would not like me. Okay, first of all, I can promise you and assure you, whatever you've done, someone else has already done it. Because there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing. That's in my Bible. It says that. So don't be ashamed. And when you come on YouTube, be authentic. Be who you are. I mean, don't go into detail about, oh, 5 years ago, I had an affair and, or whatever, or I was on drugs, or I stole things, or, no, it says confess our faults, not our sins. Our faults, things that we do that we know we shouldn't do. Vaguely. Like, I could say, well, I steal. That's a fault. Or I could say, well, I overeat. That's a fault. Or I gossip. That's a fault. But we don't need to go into detail about the whole sin, saying, look here, I gossip so bad. Do you know what I told the other day? Or, girl, I went into Walmart and you know what I took without them knowing it? You don't confess the sin to the person. You just tell that person, oh, I've struggled with that too. I know what you're going through. I've struggled with it. Because there's that trust again. You got to make sure you can trust people when you start telling things like that. And then you want to get mad at the person that you told, and you knew you shouldn't have told them to begin with. You had to tell them for them to know it. But anyway, neighbor, I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. And I'll see you on our next video, neighborhood video. Like, share, subscribe, become my neighbor. You won't regret it. We have a fun time over here. Great neighborhood. Great neighborhood. Talk to you later, neighbor. Bye.